I promised I was going to show you how to make the cup area. So the video is here. Welcome soulmates, this is Marit. If you've not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so. Like, share, and drop your comments in the comment section. So right here, I'm already done with making the cup of this part, okay? So I'm going to use that now to make this other part. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure you align with the lines, okay? So I'll first of all start off with the that line there, okay? This cup line here. So I'll start off with it. But first I need to measure the other one and make sure that is where I stop with this new one, okay? So where I actually stop there is the bust point. So I place my tape to find my under bust, then mark the bust point there. So this will make sure that I have the accurate point there. So you mark it. Once you're done, you start beading. So right here, I'm using the pearl bead and the crystal. So the crystal is going to be on that point I marked, the bust point. Yeah, that's where the crystal will be. So you take your needle and tack it down first. So the crystal is what I tack down first. Then from there, I continue the other beading. So the beads on the plate is called the seed bead. So the normal bead, that normal seed bead we used earlier on the lower part, that's the one you're seeing on the plate there. So make sure that your crystal is well tacked down. Okay, make sure you secure it. So we're going to follow that line now and bead down. So you take the seed bead. So you can take like five, then one pearl. Then you go in with the seed beads again. So you want to make sure it's equal with what you've taken before. The pearl stays in the middle. Now push back the beads. Push back. Okay. Push back so that it will be firm. Find your point. Then go back halfway. Come out halfway. Then pull out your thread. So from that point, you are going to go into the beads and come out again like this to make it firm. So this is the same back stitch method. So we continue. Now you put the pearl because you already have your sand bead there now that stopped it. Then put the sand bead. So make sure you're counting. Okay. Then put the pearl again and the sand bead. So the pearl is like what bridges the sand bead to give it that beautiful design there. So you go in from the point where the bead stops, then come out again to the point where the bead stops to give it firmness there. So this is the back stitch method. The method we also talked about in the previous video where I shared how to make the lower part of this beaded dress. Yes. So if you've not seen the video, the link will be in the description. So you can go watch it and learn more. Okay. Now, this is a repetition process. You keep repeating until you are done. So as you place your bead, make sure you are aligning everything to sit on your line. Okay. So now I think the bead is kind of much. I had to reduce it because we're almost coming to the end of this line. So I reduced it so that it can blend well. Then you go in halfway. So just halfway of the line there, you bring out your needle, pull out. So at this point, this is where curve needle will be your savior. All these edges, the edge area, they are usually a little bit difficult. So always check your thread for tangling so that you doesn't tangle. Did I say tangling? For tangle so that it doesn't tangle. So that's it. At this point, I've come to the end. You can see how the bead now blends into the lower part. So at this point, you need to what? You need to secure. Securing your thread is very, very important, especially when you're working with this invisible thread. So you need to secure very, very well, like 3 to 5 knots if possible. Okay, you can see this is the third time I'm going in now. Okay, that's 4 now. So securing is very, very important when it comes to beading, because you don't want a situation whereby you are done with this part now and next thing you see the beads just loosed and they are coming out, so that's what we want to avoid. So next we're going to get our chalk, because we're going to mark where we'll be beading. So get the chalk. For this particular style, I connected my line to the lower part. So I want the beads to connect like this, okay? Then I just went ahead and draw other lines, kind of a freestyle kind of thing. You don't need to have a particular shape in mind. You can just do your thing. The only thing is, whatever you're doing, make sure it is rhyming with the other cup. Or maybe you want to do an asymmetrical design, no problem. They can actually be different from each other. So just create your lines, then you start off with your beading again. So this time around, I'm starting from where the crystal is. So I bead from the crystal to the lower part of the cup. Okay. So I'm starting from the bust point to the lower part. So after the crystals, you take your seed bead, then take the pearl, and then another seed bead. Then you push down, find your points, take it from that point, go halfway, come out, then come out again from the bead. So you take your needle into the beads. Wherever you have come out there on that line, that is where your bead should go back to. Okay. So the process is a repeated process. You keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. So let's go through it again. You're taking your pearl, you're taking your bead, your seed beads, and another pearl or seed bead again. Yeah. So just continue. So what the shape I'm doing is this. My pearl is in the middle of all my seed beads. You understand? So the pearl is like in the middle. But because we're doing a back stitch method, this is a back stitch method where you go back, then come out again. But you're coming inside, you're coming out from the inside of the bead. So that's just how you keep going. You repeat the process and on and on and on until you are done. All right, so mate, at this point, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you're able to enjoy the process. Will you be trying this out? Let me know in the comment section. Yes, this is the final outcome of the beading. Hope I did well. I'll see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and drop your comment. Bye bye.